The former world number one, Naomi Osaka, has said she will have a scan on the injury that forced her rather to retire from the Auckland Classic final, but remain optimistic about playing at the Australian Open. The 27-year-old was playing in her first WTA final in 3 years after taking a 15-month break and giving birth to her first child midway through 2023. However, she was forced to quit with an abdominal injury after winning the first set 6-4 against Denmark Clara Towson on Sunday. The Australian Open main draw begins on Sunday. All right, still on tennis this morning, because a lot is happening in the world of tennis. And Novak Djokovic says he's still experiencing trauma when he visited Melbourne 3 years ago after he was deported because of Australia's COVID-19 regulation. Novak Djokovic, who was not vaccinated against the virus, had his visa cancelled by the Australian government on health and good order ground. He was forced to stay at an immigration hotel for 5 days while he unsuccessfully appealed against the decision and was eventually forced to leave the country. Now, Novak Djokovic is still very apprehensive about the experience that he passed through in 2019. Of course, you are aware that he refused to take the COVID jab, which actually caused an impediment because the authority, didn't allow him to take part in that. So he still is suffering from that mental or trauma of 2019 COVID era.
Bros, as you were just reading that story, I was just thinking, I said, I remembered. I can't even remember how it ended. I'm asking myself, did he truly, at the end of the day, allow himself to be injected? Because the man said, it was a tug of war. The guy refused to be vaccinated.
True.
And he said he would not. He rather face the how they call it, the challenges that come with not being vaccinated. He missed a lot, and it was horrible how he was treated, regardless of how far what he has achieved in Australia. The Australian government refused him entry, but like I said, I mean, things happen, and it happened for a reason. I think that the man has paid his bill, and when he look back to 2020 and look at what he's achieved, he does say that, man, nothing stays permanent forever. I just want to believe that that memory will just always be there, because that it was a shattered year for him. That was the beginning of his problem that year, and that also crippled his achievement. Maybe he would have gotten to, he would have surpassed Margaret Court's record by now. But that alone, but his stubborn nature, somehow he can be very stubborn when he wants to achieve something. But then, like I said, the target now is this season. Let's start brilliantly. Last year, he lost it all to Yannick Sinner. He had another opportunity of getting it right. That the Australian Open is always a place he's known for. He's won that several times, and the other person will tell you that he's one player that stands tall when he gets to winning this particular one. Can he win it? Let's see how far. But in terms of preparation, he has shown that yes, gradually he can build momentum. It starts next week Monday, and so we are already keeping ourselves glued to the happenings, preparation, the pre-event leading to the Australian Open. And the Australian Open, Australia is one place that is very lovely at this period when you want to really achieve something great.
All right, we wish him very well in this very one, because he's still suffering from the trauma of 2019 COVID.